Are near-death experiences hallucinations? Experts explain the science behind this puzzling phenomenon. This is on The Conversation, and is written by authors Neil Dagnall and Ken Drinkwater. Neil Dagnall is from Manchester University, reader in applied cognitive psychology. Ken Drinkwater is senior lecturer researcher in cognitive and parapsychology, Manchester Metropolitan University. Well, we all have that question. I personally know people that have had near-death experiences where they have spoken with angels, even the Mother of God, even Christ himself, and their very faithful relatives or friends who have passed on. So it's a very strange experience. The article says, in our never-ending quest to understand what happens to us after we die, humans have long seen the rare phenomenon of near-death experiences as providing some hints that people who have had a brush with death often report seeing and experiencing life-altering events on the other side, like a bright white light at the end of a long tunnel, or being reunited with lost relatives or beloved pets. But despite the seemingly supernatural nature of these experiences, experts say that science can explain why they happen and what's really going on. Okay, this is a scientific viewpoint. It does not mean it's a spiritual or Christian viewpoint, because there is life after death. Our soul does not die. Now, here we go back to the article. What are near-death experiences? A near-death experience is a profound psychological event with mystical elements. It typically occurs in people close to death or during situations of intense physical or emotional pain, but may also happen after heart attacks or traumatic brain injuries, or even during meditation and syncope, less the loss of consciousness due to a fall in blood pressure. They're surprisingly common, with a third of people who have come close to death reporting having experienced one. Common characteristics people report are feeling of contentment, psychic detachment from the body, such as out-of-body experiences, rapid movement through a dark, long tunnel, and entering a bright light. Culture and age may also influence the kind of near-death experience people have. For example, many Indians report meeting the Hindu king of the dead, Yam Raj. While Americans often claim to have met Jesus, children typically describe encountering friends and teachers in the light, quote-unquote. Most reported near-death experiences are positive and have even helped in reducing death anxiety, affirming life, and increasing well-being. However, some near-death experiences are negative and include feelings such as lack of control, awareness of non-existence, hellish imagery, or perceiving judgment from a higher being. Now, why do near-death experiences happen? Neuroscientists Olaf Blank and Sebastian Dieguez have proposed two types of near-death experiences. Type 1, which is associated with the brain's left hemisphere, features an altered sense of time and impressions of flying. Type 2, involving the right hemisphere, is characterized by seeing or communicating with spirits and hearing voices, sounds, and music. While it's unclear why there are different types of near-death experiences, the different interactions between brain regions produce these distinct experiences. The temporal lobes also play an important role in near-death experiences. This area of the brain is involved in processing sensory information and memory, so abnormal activity in these lobes can produce strange sensations and perceptions. Despite several theories used to explain near-death experiences, getting to the bottom of what causes them is difficult. Religious people believe near-death experiences provide evidence for life after death, in particular the separation of the spirit from the body, whereas scientific explanations for near-death experience include depersonalization, which is a sense of being detached from your body. Scientific author Carl Sagan even suggested that the stress of death produces a remembrance of birth, suggesting the tunnel, quote-unquote, people see is a reimagining of the birth canal. But due to the fanciful nature of these theories, other explanations have emerged. Some researchers claim that endorphins released during stressful events may produce something like near-death experience, particularly by reducing pain and increasing pleasure sensations. Similarly, anesthetics such as ketamine can simulate near-death experience characteristics such as out-of-body experiences. Other theories suggest near-death experiences arise from dimethyltryptamine, DMT, a psychedelic drug that occurs naturally in some plants. Rick Strassman, the professor of psychiatry, observed in a study from 1990 to 1995 that people had near-death and mystical experiences following injection of DMT. According to Strassman, the body has natural DMT released at birth and death. However, there is no conclusive evidence to support this view. Overall, chemical-based theories lack precision and cannot explain the full range of near-death experiences, features, people experience. Researchers have also explained near-death experience via cerebral anoxia, a lack of oxygen to the brain. One researcher found air pilots who experienced unconsciousness during rapid acceleration describe near-death experience like features such as tunnel vision. Lack of oxygen may also trigger temporal lobe seizures, which cause hallucinations. These may be similar to a near-death experience. But the most widely explained explanation for near-death experiences is the dying brain hypothesis. This theory proposes that near-death experiences are hallucinations caused by activity in the brain cells as cells begin to die. As these occur during times of crisis, this would explain the stories survivors recount. The problem with this theory, though plausible, is that it fails to explain the full range of features that may occur during near-death experiences, such as why people have out-of-body experiences. Currently, there is no definitive explanation for why near-death experiences happen, but ongoing research still strives to understand this enigmatic phenomenon. Whether paranormal or not, near-death experiences are extremely important. They provide meaning, hope, and purpose for many people while offering an appreciation of the human desire to survive beyond death. Yes, there is the no death for the spirit. So whatever you take, whatever baggage you have in this life, you take with you as your papers into the border for the eternal life. Yes, are your papers going to be beneficial to you, or are they going to be detrimental for you? That's for each one of us to ask. Is our life and what we have done with in our life and to people around us, was it good or was it bad? So I'll leave a link below for you for this on the conversation. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.